Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video, we're going to take a look at what the Cardano price is doing, also what the Bitcoin price is doing, because things are getting better and better. We are now climbing again above 48,000 on the Bitcoin price and above 230, which we haven't seen yet since Bitcoin started to climb again. So it's looking nice on the charts. However, we haven't hit key target levels yet, so we're going to talk about that on this in this video. We start with Bitcoin briefly here on the daily before we go to Cardano. What we can see here that the indicators are starting to look really good. You know, on the RSI here on the daily, we are getting into the bullish range above 50 again. Last time we broke above that 50 line. Well, it was here when we really got to that peak in the same range actually, but this time we are actually a little bit higher, so that's a good sign. So we are getting to we have a weak bullish divergence here on the RSI on the daily, which is good, making lower highs but still have higher highs on the RSI. Very good sign. Then we making on the MACD, we've made that bullish cross here on the 1st of October, and tomorrow maybe we will see that crossing of the zero line, where the blue line, the MACD line, is getting above the zero line. Maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but certainly positive. We haven't seen such a green MACD on the daily since you know, that was here since the beginning end of July, when the move towards new highs here happened. So that was really nice. And also on the ADX, we've seen a bullish cross, getting a long signal there now. Now that could be a little bit of a fake out, but we certainly have it now for a couple of days. We've had it, so that is looking really nice as well. And the last time that happened again, that was also the end of July, and you all know what happened after the end of July. We were getting into really nice and green figures here. So that is, to be honest, all looking good. The only thing is still that we are below the 48,800, which is what I need to see before I turn really bullish again. At the moment, we are sort of still objectively in that corrective phase, because we could still come down once more a little bit deeper. But what we can certainly see, we're really mirroring what we did back here. You can just sort of split it in half and pretty much have a mirror here. Very interesting. You know, after that pump that we had here yesterday, we are still trading towards that resistance zone, which is here sitting between 48,000 and 48,800. Really need to get above the 48,800. If you're wondering why that level, well, it is that corrective phase B. When you come down in phase A, which is the first corrective wave. Then you correct or you have a counter move to the upside again, which is the wave B, and then you come down into a wave C, which is that target level which we identified at the time before it actually happened. So it was good, not specifically for Bitcoin, but for Cardano. And we hit the target level, but it could still be that we come down once more, because we need to get above the wave B to really finish that corrective move. And final thing here on Bitcoin, what we can see is that we are trading in this ascending triangle, or symmetrical triangle really. It's a breakout formation, and you might probably tomorrow morning when I wake up, I mean, here it's now 7 o'clock in the evening in the UK. Tomorrow morning, probably when I wake up, we will have seen a breakout to one side or the other. In the previous video, I gave you the target levels. I still think if we break to the upside, we could certainly get to that previous high here. If we break that range to the upside, we could really take a move to the 53K. If we break to the downside, then I think we could go all the way down, possibly to 44K, but then also to 41K again, and maybe even lower to finish our C correction. But maybe we've seen that C correction already, and when we hit above 48,800, that is then the completion of that C correction, and we can really change our strategy here. But it's all looking really, really positive at the moment. Nobody can tell us at the moment if that is going to break to the upside or the downside. It depends on which, you know, from which point of view you're looking at it. You say, you know, a triangle formation is a trend continuation pattern, but from which angle are you looking at now? You know, we are above all the moving averages, so you could say we are in an uptrend, but we haven't hit. We are not above the 48,800, so it could also push down, because based on that we are still in the ABC correction wave. But based on the recent push here to the upside, then strong green move to the upside, we could really have a good chance that we push to the upside, but we need the volume. We need the volume, but what you can clearly see is that we're really coiling up here. So in the next few hours, something exciting will happen. On the Cardano price chart, we are finally catching up as well. Not massively, but we are getting higher as well, getting into higher territories here. This is the daily chart, and we can also see that we are approaching this resistance zone that we've got on the chart here. And again, you know, we managed to get above the 225. We're now at around 231. And again, we pushed up as well. Let's take a look at the indicators here. It's getting better as well, because we are now finally pushing above the 50 line as well on the RSI. We still need to get a little bit higher to make a new high here. The 11th of September was still a bit higher, but maybe give it a couple of days. And if that recovery continues, we will get a higher value on the RSI as well. We finally made a bullish crossover now on the MACD. That's looking good. The first green sign since, I guess, the beginning of September. Yes, but there we were already in a downtrend here, indicating that this move to the upside was slowing down. But really, we might be at the beginning of something great here that we saw at the end of July here as well. So as you can already hear, I'm getting a little bit more bullish now, because the indicators are turning bullish as well, even though here on the ADX for Cardano we still see a short signal here. But again, you know, I stick with my let's say with my guns here, that I want to see the 265 close before I would say that we continue our move to the uptrend, to the upside, and that we have finished that move to the downside in which we currently are. But what needs to be said is that we had this ABC correction, and again, maybe it was finished already. You remember in the most recent videos, and also a couple of weeks ago before that last push to the downside actually happened, I gave you that target of the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level and the 0.618, and we did hit that. Yeah, we did come into that, but not far enough in my view. I would have liked to see a little bit more move to the downside, but maybe that was it, because what we can see here, if that plays out, that could already be a high, you know, we made a higher low here, so maybe that is something like a wave 1, a 2 correction on a smaller scale then, and now we're pushing up our wave 3, for which we could get into the 245 range. But yeah, I really need to get to see us to push above 265, but it's looking better, it's getting better. But don't forget, you know, people always get very bullish and you know, but don't forget that only a few days ago we were in that price range as well, and from that point of view not much has changed. Yes, we are seeing better indicators, and yes, we've made a new higher low, which is a first heads up that things could be changing. Yeah, so it is a first heads up, but we haven't seen that final breakout yet. So certainly, you know, another heads up would be to get above the 245, which is that swing high here that we make, the higher wick of that swing high. And then I think, and certainly here the closing candles, but the swing high is quite significant, sticks out quite a lot. So that would be, for me, very important, 245. I think when we get above that, a lot of buyers will come in, and that could push us higher again, and maybe it pushes us above 265. And you know, as we get closer to the 280, I think we'll see some interesting moves here. But yeah, to really say that we've finalized that corrective move to the downside, we need to get above these levels. But it's looking interesting. Certainly an exciting weekend. What I already said on Friday, it will become a very interesting weekend, which is nice. A little bit of a roller coaster ride. Certainly more interesting than just a move to the downside and a boring correction or a sideways movement. What we can see is as well, oops, I just moved that early in the video today I talked about a possible cup and handle here. We identified the neckline and said we could really push to the upside here, and we are now at this resistance level here, the 231. I did tell you that we could stop there. 231, it is on the charts, it was on the charts, but I would expect that because we broke it, if we have the volume, which to be honest we don't have that much volume, I think we need more volume to push through here, to push through that resistance zone where there was a lot of resistance and support before, to get to at least the 245. And I think that is where we will probably run out of steam if we push further ahead. Yeah, if we break that level, I think we'll get to 245 certainly, but that was quite a high demand area here, supply area, because you can see how many, you know, there was a lot of selling pressure when we reached that level, very exactly at 245. maybe even 246. So yeah, pretty much 246 I think it was. So it's getting interesting. I don't want to say I expect us to come down once more, but it is still a very high likelihood. And as I said, we need to get above these levels, 265 and 280 certainly, to continue that move to the upside. But it's getting better, positive, and certainly tomorrow morning we will know more. As I said, if we break that level here, 231, I think we could certainly get up to 245 for anyone who wants to do some short-term trading. Yeah, I'm rather in there for the long term, because I believe crypto is in there, is a long-term game. It's a long-term game, and a lot of short-term traders just burn themselves. But if you know what you're doing, fair enough. That would be great if you can make some nice profits there. So yeah, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe, and then see you in the next video tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.